Hey guys, back again. I still haven't done my nails because I'm broke. Let's get on with the video. Today is Tuesday, or this video is going up on Tuesday. I'm going to put my headband on while I'm talking to you to save time. Today we are talking about conspiracy theories. Now, let's go into it. Conspiracy theories we are talking about while I prep my skin. I'm going to start with my Vaseline Lip Therapy, and let's get started. Today we are talking about aircraft conspiracy theories, because that is what I decided to be excited about this week. Today's conspiracy theories are the black helicopters, chemtrails, and Flight 007, which I actually haven't heard about, and I've heard about quite a few aircraft conspiracy theories, so I was actually quite surprised to find that one. Save that one for last because I thought it was really interesting. Anyways, let's start with black helicopters. I really like this one. Real quick, I'm going to go in with my simple moisturizer. And I really like black helicopters because I feel like it's like a one or the other type thing of it is either Men in Black or cattle mutilation, or people going around to enforce the Animal Endangerment Act, or Endangered Species Act to be more specific. And I'm going to use my Murad eye cream, and let's continue. So the black helicopters were first seen in the 1970s. They were thought to be either associated with UFOs and Men in Black, or to be these people for the cattle, checking in for the cattle mutilation. So we'll start with the cattle mutilation first. This theory started when a book was published in the 1970s called The Late Great Planet Earth. That book said that the locusts referenced in Revelation, the last book of the Bible, last book, right? It's been a while since I've been to church, okay, so you can't judge that part. It said that these helicopters, the black helicopters, were associated with the locusts in Revelations because they said that Luke, the guy that wrote Revelations, don't quote me on that, wouldn't know what these helicopters were because he hadn't seen these before, so the closest thing he had to compare them to these giant locust-like creatures, right? Makes sense, I guess. If that's what it looks like closest to you, go for it. I'm going to prep my eyes, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the theories. For future videos, I'm going to start listing products down below so you know what I'm doing, but I don't have to interrupt myself to talk. So hooray! I'll be doing that for the rest of this video, just so that you know, and you're not wondering, like, sitting there like, oh my god, what's she doing? I don't know. It's in the description box. I got you. The attention for these black helicopters in media coverage was increased in February of 1995 when ranchers started reporting that these helicopters would show up around their ranches and their property to enforce this Endangered Species Act and kind of keep all of the ranchers in check, although the ranchers didn't really know what they were doing. There was a guy who went on the news to talk about it, and he said that he had never personally seen them, but that clearly it was bad enough because all the other people in his county were concerned about it, and it was happening enough to cause a commotion, so he wanted things to stop, you know? Next is the belief that these helicopters are Men in Black. The other reported sightings of these helicopters said that these helicopters would often turn up around areas that had just experienced a UFO sighting or something of that nature, like someone being abducted or reportedly being abducted, or people sighting aliens or stuff like that. These black helicopters would show up shortly after or in the vicinity, and people started to believe that these were Men in Black surveying like what was going on and how, like, the damage control, like what they had to do, whose mind they had to erase. I guess you guys have seen the movies, right? Now, there's a lot of speculation about this whole Men in Black theory, not specifically for these black helicopters, but in general, there seems to be, like, a lot of, like, have you seen those? I'll try to edit a picture in. If I can't, then look it up, because there's these guys that look exactly similar. Like, they're in black suits, they have this black hat, they have like bald heads, and they seem to have very similar features. Like, their features were altered to look exactly alike, and it's just really scary and interesting, because, you know, this could be a real life Men in Black that's actually doing, like, control, maybe it's for Area 51 or the government, whatever it is, you know. Just, I thought that was really interesting and really cool. So on to the next one. Our next conspiracy theory is chemtrails. Now, these white trails that you see after a plane passes by are said to be condensation trails, which would be why they resemble clouds so much. Now, the theory here says that the ones that stay longer are, because some, you know, go away in a matter of seconds and they're gone and they're over with, they're done, and others stay for a lot longer. So people think that the ones that stay for a lot longer are actually like chemicals or biochemicals that are to either control the weather or are chemical warfare, or what else, or that they're meant to control people's minds. There's a lot of different theories on what the actual chemtrails themselves are. It's kind of like a clear consensus, though, of like the supposed fact that they are there for some bad, evil reasoning, which I don't understand. I think that they're just normal condensation trails, that they're really nothing to worry about per se. Because, like, honestly, I don't think the government's really trying that hard to control us. They could be, who knows. But I think they'd have other methods. The weather control one is pretty cool. But I think if that were true, that they would have figured out how to stop certain things, like hurricanes and stuff like that. But I guess part of the theory is that they're causing the hurricanes, stuff similar, you know? Because I think that's believable, like that they're causing it, population control, stuff like that. But then we wouldn't still have problems of overpopulation and there being too much people in the world, stuff like that. Our next theory is Korean Airlines Flight 007. Now, this flight was supposed to go from New York City to Seoul, I guess is a place in Korea. Now, this flight had a layover in Anchorage, Alaska, and they were on their way from their layover to Seoul when they, for some reason, decided to take a different path and deviate from the original, like, route that the airline gave them. And apparently they went into Soviet territory, and this was an area that was closed off to the public, and it was illegal for planes to fly there. This was around the time, this was September 1st, 1983, and this was around the time that America and Russia, or the Soviet Union, weren't on great terms exactly. Since they weren't on great terms, the Soviet Union decided that they were going to shoot down this plane. They fired off some warning shots which the article says that the pilot probably didn't see or hear the warning shots in the air, that it could have been in a blind spot in the plane. And for some reason, the pilot of 007 couldn't see the warning shots and didn't know to move out of the way. And so after that, the Soviet Union had no choice, from what they said, but to shoot down the plane because it was a threat. Which makes sense, you know. America would do the same thing. But they did destroy the flight, sadly, and I actually wasn't able to find out if there were any survivors, which is really sad because I kind of hope there would be. This is a watermelon type eyeshadow, so I'm going to put little seeds all over the place on my eyelids. I will be right back after I do that. So unfortunately, that is the end of the conspiracy theories for today. But I'm going to do my face makeup and then I'll talk to you a little bit about something else. I am back. My face is done. And while I do my lipstick, we can talk about what's gonna go on this week. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So this week is one of my best friend's birthday. I will be celebrating her birthday with her the day that this goes up, so I won't be able to keep you guys as updated as I usually do, and I won't be able to, be on social media so much, but I will promote the video on Monday, and hopefully I will be able to get the premiere scheduled because people tend to like that. And I promise I won't get Friday's video out so late again. It will go up on my usual 12 p.m. Both my videos were late last week, which is horrible. But I do think that I can get on a schedule, It's just weird. Like I was saying, it's just a little weird to be on an uploading schedule and have to coordinate this around work and school. But I promise I will get used to it soon, and I will have videos regularly at the same time on Tuesdays and Fridays, and maybe a little bit in between if I want to go on a rant or I have a little idea that I want to do that doesn't fit the usual conspiracy theories or Q&A schedule. So with that being said, let's take my hairband out. My hair didn't want to cooperate today, and I'm filming again at 1 in the morning, midnight-ish, which always happens, always. But this was today's look. Do you like the watermelon theme? Do you have any more suggestions for looks, conspiracy theories, topics, Q&As, stuff like that? The Q&A for Friday's video will be going up on the same day as this video, and I will link my Instagram down in the descriptions below so you can leave your questions for this week's Q&A video. Bye!